Alright, welcome back. So, gonna continue where we left off, and that's gonna be flying. Let's see, it's a flying side quest. Flight test. So, we purchased a broom for Mr. Weeks, and he advised us to speak to Milda Reyes at the Quidditch pitch. She's running time trials, which are sure to be a perfect flight test. So, we're gonna head the Quidditch pitch and do our little flight test. Alright, here we are outside the grounds. There's the Quidditch field.
Hadn't cancelled it, we wouldn't be looking for the blasted thing in the first place.
Where are you?
You're
Revelius.
saying it wrong. Ugh, Revelia.
Much better.
Oh, shut up. Wait, Accio. Ugh. He's ruined my entire school year. I hope a puff skin goes up his nose and snatches his brain.
It had poisoned the poor beast.
What sort of headmaster doesn't allow sports? Deserves to be in Azkaban. That'd suit him.
Ah, if Black was in Azkaban, I should pity the Dementors. The man has no soul to take. Besides, Azkaban wouldn't suit Black. Not enough mirrors.
Truer words were never spoken.
Love the little interactions between the students.
Hey you, Hufflepuff.
Imelda Reyes? Albie Week sent me.
Did he now? Still tinkering with his broom upgrade, no doubt. I tried to help him once. He nitpicked my flying technique, and that was the end of that. The nerve. Why is he roping you into his broom testing silliness? You've barely started flying from what I know. Caught wind of you showing off in flying class with Clopton.
I don't know what people have said, but I certainly wasn't showing off.
Tell that to the rest of the school. But it doesn't matter. Everyone knows that class is only for beginners, troublemakers, and bumbling baboons. But for some reason, now people think you're competition. Ugh, I can't be having that.
Perhaps I am competition.
You're not even Slytherin. Could be a useless squib for all I know. Enough of this. Only one way to find out who's the better flyer.
She's a
I
little
hold one of the
hyper-competitive.
fastest times on this course. Let's see if you can beat it. Slytherin versus Hufflepuff.
Actually, why not? I can beat your record.
I'm so looking forward to seeing you lose.
This is rather fun. Brilliant.
Ah. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna change that control. Say it every time I play the game and I always forget.
Made it. Brilliant. Did it.
Yeah, it's just reaching for that dive button with my pinky is making me take my fingers off directional keys, which annoys the crap out of me.
Brilliant. This is rather fun.
Well, we beat her best time.
That's not... You must have cheated, you... Ugh! Fine. You won. don't think this is over. You can't determine skill from one single trial.
Surely my win means something.
You're not terrible, but you're still going to have to prove yourself if you want to earn my respect.
Challenge accepted then.
Perhaps you have what it takes after all. We shall see. But don't get your hopes up. The next course near Irondale offers a much tougher challenge. You can try to prepare by racing this course again. Just check in at the podium, where the leaderboard is. You can check your time and start the race. We'll see next time if your win here was more than just a fluke. Whilst on an errand for Albie Weeks.
Mm-hmm. And she doesn't even hold the record. Ruby Wheel does. Always end up in second place. She was fourth.
I suspect Mr. Weeks will be glad to hear how I fared.
Alright, let's head back to Hogsmeade and talk to Albie Weeks. This group of 4 always loads in last.
You don't first see it happen in your own mind.
Ah, the secret is do the hard work first, and let the easy bits take care of themselves.
Oh, you're back! With something to report, I hope?
Mr. Weeks, I was able to set a record on my broom.
Incredible! Miss Reyes must have been shocked. Tell me, how was the broom?
A little turbulent, and it's wanting for a bit of speed, but it fared well enough. I will say that it tended to drift a bit to the left on certain turns. Heard a slight swoosh when I dipped.
Oh, thank you. That's precisely what I needed to know. Drifted, eh? I shall get to work immediately. Even the naysayers will be forced to admit that my work's had potential all along.
Why would anyone doubt your ability to upgrade brooms?
No, you'd be surprised. People get set in their ways, worry that fiddling with what's working fine will somehow ruin it. Those people don't appreciate the sense of freedom that comes with quality broom flight, nor do they appreciate all that's involved in the creative process. I have a friend in Rome runs a shop like mine, says it's worse there. Of course, they do nap in the afternoons from what I hear.
I thought
And
that was
where
Spain.
would we be without enhancements? I mean, if Elliot Smethwick had let the naysayers get to him, we would never have had the cushioning charm. I don't listen to him.
I'm excited to hear more.
I have a very good feeling about this upgrade. I guarantee you'll be pleased. Expect to hear from me soon.
Yep, and you have to save up. Those
How to
upgrades are kind of
address the
expensive.
issue of altitude as it relates to speed.
Okay. And on to the next quest. Up here, here's also a little Easter egg. Somebody has themselves a little tea party set up here with a view of everything. This is the highest little mountain around that you can really go to. At least over here. You got your view of Hogwarts, and then you got your little tea set with your little stuffed animals. Alright, well, we finished our potions and herbology
Wish I could see what Hogwarts
side quest. Okay.
Have you finished your assignments?
I finished the tasks, Professor.
Well, well. I trust you are meticulous in your efforts. After all, shortcuts only ever lead to shortcomings.
Yes, sir, of course.
Good. Ordinarily, I'd say it's not my concern either way, but you... I want to make sure you're well prepared. Talent and resolve are a potent combination. It would be a shame to let that go to waste.
Thank you, Professor.
Don't let it go to your head. Now, let's see how you fare with Diffindo. Wand at the ready.
I still think it's funny that the assignment was to use
Diffindo
it.
can be dangerous if you're not paying attention.
Was to use that spell against enemies. So he expected me to go out and actually fight. Okay, so now we got Defender.
Very good. It seems you have a grasp on Defendo. I would encourage you once again to practice here in the classroom. For your sake.
All right, time to talk to Professor Garlick.
adventure, are we?
I'd be nervous about picking up a plant that could chew you to death, too.
How wonderful to see you again.
Revelio. I've completed my assignments, Professor.
Pleased to hear it. Professor Weasley will be too. I'll be sure to let her know how well you're coming along.
Thank you, Professor.
Professor Hecat tells me she taught you Levioso, so you should be ready for a more advanced levitation charm. Wingardium Leviosa requires a bit of concentration and a nice, graceful wand movement. Let's see you try your hand at it.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
When executed correctly, you should be able to pick up boulders as though they were sprigs of sneezewort.
Swish and flick. Wingardium Leviosa can levitate and move objects. Control its position with, the F, B, Q, and E to fine-tune its distance and rotation. F, B, Q, and E. It's kind of a weird setup. I guess that's up, down, left, and right. Yeah. And
Done! Feel free to practice Wingardium Leviosa here in the greenhouse.
you don't actually
I've set some crates out for you in the next room.
have to put it on your hotbar, because whenever you cast Accio, when it gets to you,
You're a natural.
it automatically becomes Wingardium Leviosa. That causes it to spin. Goes forward and loop. Okay.
Professor Garlick, a moment of your time?
The plants are resting, so now's as good a time as any.
Let's arrest.
I was wondering, what made you want to teach herbology?
How lovely of you to ask. I've always had an affinity for greenery, so this situation is a bit of a dream come true. After graduation, I was thrilled to be asked to step in for my old herbology professor. He'd had a slight accident, you see.
Oh dear. A shame for him, but it worked out well for you.
Well, he never cared, really cared for the plants, and they could sense it. Oh, you'd be surprised how perceptive a plant can be. At any rate, the trouble began one day when he cut into a wigan tree. Unfortunately for him, its leaves were hiding a bowtruckle. You may recall the marvelous creatures that resemble a twig. The little beast gouged the professor's eyes quite fiercely, but terrifying, I'd imagine. Likely for the professor, too.
And that's when you took over as the herbology professor.
Well, not quite. After 3 weeks at St. Mungo's, my predecessor regained a tiny bit of his eyesight. He insisted on returning to the greenhouse. Within a week, he claims by accident, kicked a Chinese chomping cabbage, so it was back to St. Mungo's for him.
It's almost comical.
What a string of bad luck.
Well, I felt awful for him, but I dare say I felt a bit more sympathy for the cabbage. Upon his discharge from the hospital, his indifference to plants had turned to utter disdain. He lost what little patience he had left with a particularly temperamental venomous tentacula, and, well, his resulting leave of absence continues to this day.
I'm glad everything worked out as it did and that you're the herbology professor now.
Very kind of you to say. I do love these gardens and helping my students grow. Lovely speaking with you. Have a wonderful day. Oh, and remember, Be kind to your Wigan trees.
You'll get your eyes gouged out. Okay, so our side quests are complete, and we're gonna continue on to talk to Professor Fig about the map chamber. Alright, well, we finished Madame Kagawa's side quest. Let's see. Dear Madame Kagawa, marvelous news. You will be joining the faculty at Hogwarts as our new flying instructor. I dare say our work together at Hogwarts will be less eventful than our time near Yokohama Harbor, though one never knows. I shall look forward to seeing you soon. If you have any questions in the meantime, please do not hesitate to send me an owl. Warm regards, Matilda Weasley. Dear Madame Kagawa, I'm writing to do with Professor Black's decision to cancel Quidditch. As you know, joining a professional Quidditch team is my utmost dream, and I believe my chances will now be ruined, or at least significantly thwarted. Professor Weasley insists that we must defer to the headmaster, and she encouraged me to practice on my own. I have devised some challenging trials for myself, but it's not at all the same as practicing on the pitch. Nothing is. Please, could I ask that you speak with the headmaster or to Professor Weasley? I shall be miserable my whole life if I can't play Quidditch properly for this entire year. Thank you, Imelda Reyes.
Revelio. Madam Kagawa, I completed the list of tasks you assigned.
Wonderful. I trust you became more familiar with your broom through the process?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Professor.
That's good to hear. Keep it up, and perhaps one day you'll have a spot on the Quidditch team. If Black ever permits Quidditch again. Well, with those tasks out of the way, let us get started. Glacius. Pay attention to your wand work. Well done. I'd recommend that you practice your new spell here in my office before taking it out into the world.
Glacius!
Very good. Get in them quickly.
Expelliarmus! Repulsor!
Over here.
Okay. Let's get on with the main story.
We're not alone.
We are not. Ranrock's loyalists. Around a dozen I can see, but could be more.
Can't we apparate past them into the tower?
We could, but we've no idea what's in the tower. More importantly, however, I'd like to know why they're here. They've set up camp just ahead. I suggest we investigate a little before doing anything else. Let's go.
Well, this isn't ideal.
No, it isn't. This way. And I'd suggest we use the disillusionment charm here. No sense in announcing our arrival.
Tells me to
Quickly
use
now.
Oh, there he goes.
Revelio.
Time to learn how to do stealth kills.
Patricus Totalis. Revelio.
Well done.
There must be something here. Ramrock said so.
Patricus Totalis.
Hello?
Gotcha.
Orders. Directly from Ranrock.
These orders indicate that they're after something to do with names. What names? And why?
Revelio.
I will draw blood. Come here, you. Vegetables, combat. Deck
Come on, use it. There we go.
Taste does not belong in battle.
Glacius!
I work best.
Expelliarmus! Glacius! Expelliarmus!
I'd wager this mess is the fault of time, not goblins. Looks like we found the entrance.
It's locked.
Revelli.
An unlocking charm.
Very handy. No time now, but if you don't learn it soon enough, we can work on it back at the castle.
I wonder who this is.
With robes like that, it could be anyone.
Revelio.
Welcome to San Bakar's tower.
Hello, Professor. Did you say Sam Bakar's tower?
I did. Professor Bakar is a keeper you have yet to encounter. I'm glad to see that I was correct in presuming that we would meet again soon after our last encounter. Though I surmise, based on the commotion I heard, that you did not have an easy time getting to me.
We did not, Professor. We encountered goblins outside the tower.
That goblins were aware of my vault is disquieting enough. But if they have also made a connection to this tower, then the threat may be greater than I thought. All the more reason for us to move forward. Downstairs, near the entry, a reservoir of ancient magic, like those you've seen before, has been unlocked. Commanded to access a doorway. I'm afraid I cannot say more. As Professor Fig cannot join you, he and I will, in time, see you back at the map chamber. Remember what you see.
Okay.
We're going to need to understand how Ranrock's loyalists knew about a tower that once belonged to a keeper. For the moment, however, you've more important things to set your mind to. A reservoir of ancient magic, I believe?
Yes, sir.
Then I shall leave matters in your increasingly capable hands. That said, be careful.
I will, sir. I'll see you back in the map chamber.
All right. Now we just gotta find the entrance.
A reservoir of ancient magic. Downstairs, near the entry.
Okay. Found our hidden entrance. Alright, here we are. It's an interesting looking room.
I've seen this before. In Gringotts and the restricted section.
Revelio.
It's a big room.
Revelio.
Impressive.
Notice when you
That must have
interact
done
with these
something.
things, new stuff appears.
Let's have a look around.
including a bridge.
Revelio.
Ascending walkway. Oh. Giving me healing potions for some reason.
More traces of ancient magic. Something must be different. Revelio. 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 These are never a welcome sight. At least I know what to expect this time. Accio! Incendio! Levioso! Confringo! Defender! Expelliarmus! Glacier! Expelliarmus! Repulso! Glacius, Defender, Expelliarmus, Revelio. What have the keepers planned for me? Revelio. These look familiar. Accio. Accio. What did that burst of magic do? Perhaps I should examine things from both sides of the archway. More statues.
Accio! Glacius! Defender! Expelliarmus! Expelliarmus! Glacius! Defender!
Not making this easy on me.
Revelio. Accio.
Seems I ought to explore this archway from both sides.
Accio.
What did that burst of magic change on both sides of the archway? Something must be different.
Accio.
I'll never get used to these floors.
Revelio. Revelio. Accio. Glacius. Defender.
That was not the start.
Glacius. Expelliarmus. Repulsor. Glacius. Defender. Expelliarmus. Glacius. Defender. Expelliarmus. Repulsor. Accio. Incendio. Levioso. Confringo. Accio. Incendio. Accio. Incendio. Revelio. Accio.
ways to do this.
Revelio.
But I believe that is the easiest way.
Accio. Revelio.
Wonder why they're giving me all those Wiggenweld potions. I like all these healing potions here for some reason.
Accio. Confringo. Incendio. Accio. Incendio. Levioso. Confringo. Accio. Incendio. Accio. Incendio. Levioso. Confringo. Incendio.
Big guy.
Levioso. Glacius. Defendo. Expelliarmus. Cabalso. Glacius. Cabalso. Glacius. Defendo. Expelliarmus. Glacius. Expelliarmus. Depulso.
What a relief.
Revelio.
Another pensive.
No other treasure.
Your ability to transfigure the world around you is remarkable. What is it?
My father isn't getting better. I don't think he'll ever recover from the death of my brother.
It is agonizing to see those we love suffer.
The drought was years ago, but the pain of losing him is as deep for him now as if it had happened only yesterday. He doesn't need pretty pillars, he needs peace. What if I could help him, Professor?
You do so much for your father already.
It's not enough. I want to take away his pain.
It is tempting, I know, to use this magic that you're mastering to transfigure more than the physical world. But human emotion is a potent force unto itself. Even the most well-meaning and competent witch cannot possibly know the consequences of irrevocably manipulating it.
So I'm to watch as my father's pain destroys him.
It is not your pain to take.
She did not like that answer.
Every year a student sees something sillier than I could ever imagine in their tea leaves. Oh, Miss
He was
Morgana.
divination teacher.
Welcome back to Hogwarts, Professor.
That's going to take some getting used to. Professor Rickwood?
I was so pleased to hear that you'd accepted the position of Defense Against the Dark Arts, Professor.
Sit, Isadora. Tell us about your travels.
I was actually hoping that you and the others might join me at my home this evening. There's much I'd like to share with you.
That would be delightful. We shall let the others know.
Very well. I shall see you then.
All right. Interesting memory.
Another memory. Now to find a way out of here. More crystallized stone. That must be...
Okay, back here with Professor Fig in the map room. This is such a cool floor. Oh, there's Rookwood.
What have we here?
I'm a student at Hogwarts, sir. And this is Professor Fig.
Professor Charles Rookwood at your service. Has someone completed the first trial?
I have, Professor Rookwood. We saw you in the Pensive in Gringotts with Professor Rackham.
Indeed. So, you found the port key to access Professor Rackham's vault, and you deciphered the map within the locket you found floating above that Pensive.
I did. I found something that I can't identify floating above the last Pensive.
Ah, yes. You will find a similar artifact in each trial. You must take care to keep them safe. You'll need them to complete the journey we have set forth for you. Once you have them all, we will tell you what to do with them.
Very well. Are you able to tell me anything about the next trial?
Before you proceed, I would like to speak with Charles regarding the urgent situation involving the goblins.
The goblins?
The student has seen traces of a powerful dark magic being wielded by goblin kind. They and their mentor, Professor Fig, not only encountered goblins lurking outside of Sanbakar's tower, they also encountered a powerful goblin in my vault at Gringotts.
I'm afraid it would be wise to halt the trials until we know more.
We shall defer to you in this matter, of course. Now then...
Wait, Professor. The name Rookwood. Do you think...
that there's a connection to Victor? Perhaps, but we can't be sure of its significance, if
Or
any.
can we?
For now, tell me what you saw in the Pensive.
Before the witch from the last Pensive, Isadora, became a Hogwarts professor, she argued with Professor Rackham about using magic to remove pain.
Hopefully the next Pensive provides more context. For now, we should learn what Ranrock knows. I will be honest, I've no idea where to start.
Actually, I might know of someone. I saw Serona at the Three Broomsticks speaking to a goblin once. They seemed friendly.
Well, it's worth a try. See what you can find out. Of course, don't forget...
my studies. Yes, sir.
Before you go...
Professor?
Have you encountered swirling traces of magic in the world? Aside from those along our path?
Not that I recall. What are they?
Evidence of the Keeper's efforts to manipulate the power of ancient magic during our time. If I am correct, and I usually am, you should be able to use them to inform and enhance your own magic.
Thank you, sir. I will look out for them.
Yep, those are how we get more ancient, or slots of ancient magic spells. Not different spells, but more charges. So you can use that finisher move more times. I usually unlock 3 or 4 of them. Oop, the season has changed into fall. Alright, and I think that is going to be a good stopping point for today. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.